You're back. See, look at that. That's a big difference. We wouldn't get in there before.
No.
All right. Oh, look at that. Is that, it's the electric, no, what is that? That's the, what's the shuffle?
It's the electric shovel. What do you see?
Over here, look what's installed.
Oh, that's been here for over a week.
We're all set up.
That was here the last time you were here, wasn't it?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, so.
And you've seen this?
Yeah, I came down and.
Then you saw that.
Oh, then I didn't notice. All right, so we're back at the shop this morning with something pretty exciting that showed up, and we're trying a new lens on the camera. So if it looks weird or whatever, this is just because it's a test. But from the looks of my screen on the front of the camera, it's looking pretty cool. Lots more space. Be able to get a better view of the garage. So, Tim, what do we got?
Fenders. We have fenders. Just hunting through the Canadian buy and sell thing, and I found some fiberglass fenders. Honestly, these things have probably sat on the buy and sell for about 3-4 months because it was sort of difficult for us to get them because of where we live, and getting away from town is hard, but we managed to get them. We had some great help from people. The clincher is there's 69 charger fiberglass fenders from, the best I can tell, the 80s at some point, and they were $200 for both. So let's check them out. Oh, it's hurting my back. Just kidding. These things don't weigh anything. So I mean, there's like a full fender. The whole thing is here.
Well, a metal fender costs about what? $800 for a
reproduction.
Fender? Yeah.
And the nice thing is, I mean, you can move these all day. And they'll make your car look like a car. Yep. There. It's because there's a part of our car that may be a little bent. Not that we'd expect anything more or less, but the best thing is, don't even need to paint them.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah, there's a little.
Do a little touch-up work and stuff like that.
Reinforce that.
Fix some of that, but
reinforcement.
But for $200.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's kind of the theme of this build, right? Is
well,
keeping
if we
things.
Pull it off. I found a guy who will trade either 2 pizzas or a case of beer for a rear bumper. But once again, it's the location of it. Normally we'd have had it by now. That's a no-brainer, right? Alright, this one. It's funny when you just put little things like that on, you start to get a feel for what the car is actually going to look like.
Oh, that's exciting.
Very exciting. And it looks to me like this one might have been on a 68 charger before, because they drilled the round signal light hole.
Oh yeah,
the square one.
I noticed that last night when they got dropped off at the house, that hole was there and that the other one wasn't cut out. But we'll just fill that back in. Cool.
There we go.
Back at the shop for another day on the Chev. What I'd like to do is get this floor pan finished up, tacked in, and then just start working on my plan to bridge the gap between the two. We'll see how fast that goes. I'm figuring with the amount of welding that's left to be done, it'll probably take me a good chunk of the day. Got part of that welded in now. Just keep working on this side. Need to level up my floor. It got bent, I think, or something underneath that spot. But another thing I'd like to say, or actually I'd like to point out, it is the middle of February and it rained out this morning. It's about 5 above, I'd say, somewhere around there. Normally this time of year, it's like 30 below, might get some snow, might not get some snow, but it's never like this. It's pretty crazy to think. Back at it for another day. What is up? I'm gonna finish off the floor. So here's what we got. Got these guys here. Went up to Tri-Town Welding. Got them to bend me up some plates. Then, oh, it's dark. I haven't put my light in here yet. We're gonna start attaching things onto there, closing this in, then welding this up. I'm going to try to make life easier. It might make life harder. I've got one of these guys. I don't know if you've seen them before. I think I saw it on social media, something. I don't know. I'm hoping that what I can do is I can get my shape here, and then I can cut my panels accordingly and make life a little bit easier. I'm sure there'll be a bit of patching. I'm sure there'll be a bit of patching and whatnot, but let's cross our fingers. It'll save me a lot of time. I am starting a little bit later today than usual, and I would love to see at least the sides closed in. So I'm gonna get at it and get set up and then go from there. I'm back. Did a little bit more work on the one side. Got my little welding hat on. Got my safety specs on. This is closed in. As usual, welds aren't perfect, but they are passable, I guess. I haven't done this edge yet because I'm gonna have to cramp myself in there somehow. So now I'm gonna go work on the other side. I'm not gonna bore everyone with the same sort of thing of cutting and pasting, basically. So I'll just come back to the video when I've got this piece in. So I'm done for the day. Got my little hat off, got my beanie back on. Didn't get as much accomplished as I had hoped for today, partially because it just took a little bit longer than I expected to fit the pieces in. The other reason being that I lost the tip of the welder. I have no idea where it went. Was moving some stuff around, a couple things fell over, went to weld again, and there's no tip. So I had to run to the store, come back, do that. It just took up a bunch of time. So here's where we're at. Got this side done, got that side done. Welds weren't beautiful, so I gave them a little bit of a grinding. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more grinding on the rest, but it's closed in for the most part. Next visit down, I'm gonna finish off these guys. I have to make a few little pieces here and there, play around with this and that, so that is going to keep me busy as well. And hopefully after that visit, it's done, because parts are finally on the way for the car. We're missing a couple engine pieces, but I am getting the body mounts, which will be great because then I can start working on that and getting the body attached to the frame so that when I wiggle the car around, if this door doesn't close right, it's not flipping all over the place. Yep. Well, that's it for me, but I'm back. Basically, today's plan is to finish up that floor in the back of the Bel Air. There's not really much to do. Tie up a couple little pieces here and there, and then we're finished and we can move on. It's not really probably going to be the most interesting thing to record. I'll record a little bit, otherwise it's just going to be super repetitive. But yeah, let's get things going and get this buttoned up so that we can start moving on to the next big thing. Okay, floor is done. Same with the other side. Filled in the gaps, no holes, except for this guy right here. The reason for that, shock mount. I'm not sure how I'm going to work with that. Got to get the shock on, got the nut on, all that sort of stuff, but we can work on that from underneath the car. What is left is just a few more hours of welding and filling in holes and stuff like that, which is really nothing that interesting. Also the same reason why I didn't bother recording anything, because like I had said earlier, it's just a whole bunch of the same. But next week, it's going to be something new. We're going to be back underneath the car, getting the body mounts figured out. I shouldn't say that. It's not next week, because the next episode has to do with this guy over here and lots of little things that are going on. So make sure to tune in and check that out. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on what we're up to. Have a good one.